Hello and welcome to the 7th video, where we learn about images. So how do we import or show images in our website? Well, we do this by using a very special tag known as img, and it's represented as follows. img in closet. So, as you see, an img does not have an opening or closing, so it's not a double tag. As I mentioned in the previous videos that we have two types of tag, a self-closing tag and a double tag, or an opening and closing tag. A body is an opening and closing tag, a head is an opening and closing tag, however, an image is a self-closing tag. So right now that we mentioned to our website that this is an image, if we Control S, refresh the page, we won't see any images. Why is that? Because as I mentioned before, that you need to tell the browser for each and every step. So right now we said that this is an image, however, we did not tell it what type of image or where is the image that we're trying to show it, or what is the image that we're trying to show it. So to speed up the process in this video, I've already downloaded a picture. You're going to find it down in the description below. And a bonus in this video, I'm going to show you how we organize, or how most websites organize their files and directories. So on my desktop over here, I have this image, which is for the show Silicon Valley. It's my favorite, and if you haven't watched it, I really recommend that you watch it. Now, this is my directory for my website. I'm going to open it. And I'm going to create a new directory. I'm going to call it images. So there's an important thing that you have to keep in your mind. A website is not a website without images. And you will have sometimes hundreds and sometimes thousands of images. So you cannot just save all your images on the root directory of your website. You need to create a specific folder. The same thing goes with CSS and JavaScript, which we're going to be discussing in the coming videos. So whenever you're going to have multiple files of the same extension, it's always recommended that you save them under the same directory. So over here, I'm going to create a folder or a directory known as images, and I'm going to copy or drag my image and drop it inside my folder. Now, if we go back to our code editor, we open Explorer, I'm going to find my images over here. Now, open your browser. I have an image tag over here, and I have my image inside one of my directories inside the root folder in images. So you probably would think that you can use href equal to, and then write down the location for the picture, and it's going to work. But just remember that href is only for anchor tags, and it will only represent a link, or it will redirect you to a link. But for images, we have a very special attribute known as source, or src. So let's write it. src is equal to, and then our image is inside a folder known as images. So images. And the image is called Silicon Valley title.png. Enter. Control S. Refresh the page. And there we go. There we have our image. So this is how we can import and show images in our websites. But this image has a decent size. It's not too big, it's not too small. But this is not always the case. Sometimes you may have images that are way too big for the browser, and you need to control their size. So I'm just going to bring an image over here that's too large for our browser. And I'm going to import it. So I'm going to say big Silicon Valley, Control S, refresh the page. And as you see, this image is too big for our browser. How can we solve this? Well, the best thing about the image tag is that it has two attributes that are very useful, width and height. So let's start first with height. And let's give it a height of 100 pixels. Control S, refresh, and there you go. Now let me show you width. Control S, refresh, and there you go. So as you saw, width and height will limit the image to 100 pixels. So if we write width is equal to 100, so this is going to limit the width of the pixel to 100 pixels only. And if we're writing height, then it's going to limit the image depending on its height, 100 pixels only. So what would happen if we actually used both of the attributes together? So let me copy this, Control C, and change this to height, Control S, refresh, and as you see, the image has been squared. So with these two attributes, we can actually control the height and width of our image. In fact, let me give a better presentation and add another 0 to our height. Control S, refresh, and as you see, we have the longest image on creation, and it's very distorted. So now what you might think is just bring the largest images on existence and save them inside your website, and whenever they're too large to your website, you're just going to decrease their sizes in the width and height. Well, I want you to keep this in your mind. The width and height attribute will only control what you see, but would not control the size of the image. And the size of the image in the sense of how much space is it taking inside your hard disk. So if the image is about 1 megabyte and your bandwidth or the internet speed is low, this is going to affect your loading time for the website. So always keep in your mind, use width and height only when necessary. Other than that, if you already know the perfect width and height for an image inside your website, try to use a software like Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator to create your graphics. Now that I covered everything about images, let me show you one more tip. Let me change this back to a square. And now, Control S, refresh, and I have this image as a square back again. So what I'm going to try to do right now is make this image clickable. And again, no, I won't just add the href to my image tag and expect this to work. So if I did this and I have www.google.com, oh, I forgot this, HTTP, Control S, and I refresh, it's not gonna work. Because each and every tag inside HTML will have their own specific attribute. So the href attribute would only fit for the anchor tags. So if we want this image to be clickable and to redirect us to another page or another website, we can use the anchor tag and wrap the image with the anchor tag. Now, cut href, going to Control X, this image, create an anchor tag, insert my image between the anchor tag, and then I'm going to copy or get the Wikipedia page for the Silicon Valley TV series and insert it here. Control S, refresh the page, and now you see my cursor turns into a pointer or this finger. If I click on the image right now, it's going to redirect me to the Wikipedia page. So this is all about images for right now. Of course, we can do way much more with images once we move to CSS. But for right now, keep these important tooltips inside your mind. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.